Again, my name is Weijia. I'm the director of the Global Higher Education program, aka GG program. I hold this program to my heart. This is a program I created almost like 13 years ago, almost 14 years ago. And when I was created, I was the first master's degree program in this country specialized in training international educators, especially international student advisors, study abroad advisors, and international mission counselors. In the course of the development of this program, we are adding more career development, career coaching packages to our students. As I will present to you very soon, that you will see that our students go on different career trajectories. Um, Most information about the program, as you would be able to find such like, the courses, etc., careers, what kind of students we're admitting, etc. You can find our website, so highly recommend you to go to our website. Um, there's also QR code in case you would like to, just your smartphone and read about our website while, still participating in this presentation. Like I said, we did our best to give you as much information as possible. I'm the one who designed this website. I basically accumulate a lot of questions I got from the previous students, applicants, and then I was thinking, how can I, give as much information as possible to our prospective students? So again, I recommend you to take a look at our website. But if you have any questions that didn't get answered by the website, please feel free to reach out to me via email. I'm happy, to reply your email, or if I think, we probably should meet and chat over Zoom and let me know. I'm always available. So when people are considering applying for graduate school for any programs they are considering, and the typical question is, what you can get out of that master degree program. So I would like to start with career opportunities of our students. And I put all the 157 alumni who graduate from this program in three categories. Yes, we have graduated 157 by December of last year. Um, so the first group consider them finding jobs in the field of international higher education administration. As I mentioned, typically international student advisors. That's, you work with international students here in American education, or study abroad advisors, which means you're working with American students who would like to study abroad, either, for the summer, for a semester, or for a year, even for extended time of period. Some of our alumni are working as international mission counselors, which means you are going to recruit international students coming to here to American education institutions, including regular travel to other countries and talk to students, parents, and school leaders about various degree programs here in the United States, and also some international education program coordinators, like creating cutting edge, innovative, cross-cultural, cross-national education programs. The second group I call that the jobs in the field of student affairs and higher education. This is probably kind of job titles you may hear very often, like academic advisors, student success coaches, admission counselors, career advisors, degree program coordinators, program managers. As you probably see that the word of international appears very often in the first group, but it disappears in the second group. But I can tell you is, although those jobs, academic advisors, student success coaches are very kind of conventional, traditional job titles in the field of American education. But many of our alumni got hired for those positions because they got trained when they were GG students how to work with international students. We have a couple of alumni who got jobs like career advisors, but they got hired because the career service center at the different institutions have realized traditionally most of the career advisors have never had the training in terms of how to work with international students, in terms of how to prepare, job interviews, how to write the resumes, how to apply for jobs. Um, this is a true story I heard from one of my colleagues working at the Career Center at one institution here in the United States. They had a international student who came in, asked for some advice, and after they provided some generic standard answer about how to find a job, the student asked, "So tell me, how can I get a work permission?" This is where the career center stopped. Why do you need permission? But because they didn't know that the international student cannot work freely. I mean, like a domestic student, they need OPT or CPT, whatever permission to allow them to work either on campus, exceeding 20 hours or outside of campus. The third group are our alumni who choose to pursue PhD degrees after graduating from this program. This is about 30 to 40% of our students choose this career track to get advanced degree. Um, and I would say the vast majority of those students are international students. We do have about 4 or 5 domestic students as well who decide instead of looking for a job right after graduation, applying for PhD admission offers because they want to, start a research career or a leadership career after, getting an advanced degree. So those are the three kind of career trajectories or three tracks, if you will, that our students would expect by the time they're ready for the job market. On our website, you can find the same list. I just listed here. I didn't mean to go through that. So those are technically the first job or the first job title that our students got after they graduate from this program. Actually, I would say in two-thirds of the cases, they got the job offers way before they graduate. Um, I need to point that I know I keep looking at the different degree programs website, not just from my university, but also from other universities. There are some degree programs give people I call it imaginary list. They just list some generic job titles and telling students this is the kind of job you could get after you finish. We don't do that at the GG program. The job title I listed, each of them is real job titles. Behind the job title is an alum graduate from this program. Many of them has already since then changed their job title because they got promoted and so on. But I want to present to the audience or the users of website the true first job titles that our alumni got. And this, for the same thing, I'm listing a list of institutions that extend PhD admission offers to our alumni. I think the list on our website is longer than this one. It's yeah, because we had a little bit more than that, but that just give you kind of a general idea where our alumni are getting admission offers for their PhD degree programs. So, some really exciting numbers to share with you. I know numbers is boring, but also I think it's really, speaking to what we have been doing with our students, alumni. So about 76% of our alumni, well, I need to update this number of 157th by December 2025. Pursue professional careers and working full-time in the field of international education, higher education, student affairs, etc. Then the other 24% of our alumni, like I said, decided to continue their study at the graduate school level and pursuing an advanced degree. As for now, we have exactly 38 GH alumni who are either pursuing PhD degrees or have just graduated with PhD degrees. So at this point, our alumni job placement rate is 93% or above in any given year since the founding of the program. Generally speaking, half of them at least will get job offers before they graduate. The way how I count or I calculate the job placement rate is I only count when students find a job that is adequate to the degree, the training within 3 months after graduation. So we do have alumni who find the jobs 3 months later after graduation. So this will not be counted too. So if I count whoever got jobs adequate to their degree and, and experience qualification, I'm pretty sure the job placement rate is 100%. I'm also proud to tell you that even during the pandemic, from 2020 to all the way to 2022, our job placement rate is 100%, um, back to back. And also because we have accumulated a lot of experience in terms of how to advise and mentor our students in terms of how to prepare your PhD application package, how to write essay, how to prepare writing samples, and so on. So we are doing very well in terms of, helping our students get a PhD admission offers. Again, I'm not promising that, if you come to the program, we are promising that you will get also PhD admission offers, but we do our best, based on the experience that we have accumulated in the past 13 years. So the success rate in terms of students in this program were able to get PhD admission offers is 93% and also 93% between 2015 and 2023. The pictures here is not just randomly picture I downloaded from internet. Those are all the true pictures from alumni and students. On the left side, you see the two pictures where people meet together having pizza and chat. It's because at this point, UW-Madison, my own university, has hired about 2 dozen of our alumni as full-time professionals. So it's very easy for us to have like a alumni reunion or get together on a regular basis. So alumni graduated though in different years to come together, almost like a family, meet and chat and exchange their ideas and so on. That's what we have been doing until this year because we have budget cut where we can no longer afford a pizza party. So we're trying to find other ways to still cheer up the community spirit. And people ask me why we're so successful, especially the job placement rate and also the success rate in terms of applying for PhD admission. I think it's three reasons. First of all, we have an embedded professional development program. Um, we have workshops where we teach students how to prepare job applications, resume, cover letter. More than that, in the first semester, I already start to teach students how to read the job applications, how to analyze job applications, how to read, interpret, how to read what's between the lines or behind the text, what kind of people they are trying to hire. So we have a lot of such workshops. I also personally teach students how to prepare for job interviews, how to negotiate the salaries, and so on. The second reason is we make it possible for our students to take on internship so they can gain work experience. To do that, we basically schedule all the courses in the early evening so our students can work in the daytime, typically on the same campus where they study. Then we try to also train students about how to balance work and study, professional need, and personal well-being and health, especially mental health. I think that's a reason, all three reasons together, paving the way that our students and alumni are very successful in terms of professional development. So back to the program. How long it will take for you to get a degree? Generally speaking, our regular track allows students to finish the program within 1.5 years, which we call the regular track. I call it the regular track because most of our students finish this program 1.5 year, which means you start in the fall semester, then spring semester. In the summer, you can choose either to take a break or maybe take one or two courses. It's up to the student. Then the fall semester of the second year will be your final semester, which may together about 1.5 year. So about 16 months, if you will. Then we also provide a 1 year intensive track. So students will come into the program at the end of the August, starting the fall semester in September. Then they will be taking courses in fall, spring, and they will be graduating in summer term, so at the end of the summer term. I see one of our audience today is from a Chinese university with which we have established a partnership and agreement. This is designed mostly for those Chinese students. But this is nothing new. When I created the program 13 years ago, from 2013 to 2015, actually the majority of American students choose the 1 year intensive track, mostly out of economic reasons because 12 months rent is cheaper and the summer tuition is cheaper. So by finishing a program within 12 months, save quite some money. But the later generation of GG students, starting from 2018 all the way to today, would prefer 1.5 year. I guess the major reason is because the younger generation have learned how to take good care of themselves in terms of well-being and mental health. They feel like it's not worth rushing through, and also some other reasons together. So I would say starting 2018, 2019, all the way till today, 1.5 year has been our like mainstream. That's why I call it the regular track. We do offer the opportunity to finish the program for 2 years. This is for two group of students. The first group are typically international students coming with their government scholarship, typically from Turkey, from Kazakhstan, and their country's government would prefer that they stay as long as possible to learn more about American education system, American culture, and so on. So they would like to stay long. We just, design the courses for them. The second group who choose the 2 year track is typically American students who are having part-time, even full-time job on the campus. They are not in the rush to find a new job after graduation, so they choose to maintain their employment while finishing the program with a little bit more time, again, to take good care of themselves. None of the students need to make a decision before they enroll to the program. We typically ask the students to choose the track after 2 months of study at the GG program. So typically in November of the first fall semester. Once you make a decision, you can still change. It's not like you make a decision, you have to stick with it. But purely from a logistical perspective, if you originally plan to graduate in the summer, but you want to get it extended, that's totally fine. You can do that anytime. But if you plan to graduate, let's say in 2 years, you're following a comprehensive slow track, but suddenly you decide to graduate in in the summer of your first year, that is just logistically impossible because you won't have enough credits. So again, you can choose the track at the beginning of the program. You can make changes as long as logistically it's possible. We don't have policy saying you may not do that. It's just purely out of logistical concern. Now, in terms of courses, unlike other courses, programs that they have required courses, electives, we have different structure. We have the core courses. Most of the core courses are designed by me and taught by me. And also most of the core courses are those that makes this program special, that you won't be able to take similar courses at other universities. Also, I want to have the control of the courses, namely I do job market analysis on regular basis. So at the end of each academic year, I need to sit down to think about what changes I need to make in all the courses, right? So that our course offering is speaking directly to the job market demand. Like in the previous cohort, they are required to take a decolonization of higher education in a global context. Starting next year, we're creating a new core course, which is required. We'll talk about the generative AI in higher education administration. Then we have some higher ed content courses, mostly focusing on American higher education because most of our alumni, like 2/3 of alumni, will be looking for jobs in American higher education. Like I said, About 24% of our students are aiming at getting an advanced degree. So we have also electives focusing on research method. So we're trying to create like a tailor-made course sequence for each individual students, but still we try to have predetermined course plan so students are still taking courses together to form a learning community. So speaking about learning community, GT is famous for the so-called family-like learning community. When students come in, I tell them I'm expecting you treat each other as siblings, as brothers and sisters. So you can tell we have dinner together once a month. We'll have dinner together. This is a picture we took at the Chinese restaurant here in Madison. Students will be doing research together, celebrating their graduation together. Here's a group of students traveling to a conference with me together. This is the students preparing research projects together. So literally, we are helping each other. We are, working with each other, and we're doing a lot of wonderful, projects together. Um, I think the success of our alumni students is also mostly because we provide intensive individualized advising and career coaching. The picture shows you that the GG students presented a poster presentation at the NAFSA conference. This is the largest professional conference of international education here in North America. Um, Every year, our students are encouraged and trained and coached how to submit a conference proposal. And once their proposal got accepted, I will then coach students how to prepare for their conference presentation. So from 2017 all the way to this year, every year we have students presented on the NAFSA conference. And starting 2020, we have almost 80% of our students every year presenting at regional or national conferences. We literally set a school record here at UW-Madison. Because when I came to UW-Madison, people were telling me it is impossible for master student to present at large, conference. This is probably should be considered for PhD students. I didn't buy it. I said, it's lazy. When you see master students are not capable, it's because they didn't give them the adequate training. So I set the school record that until today, 80% of our students every year will have the chance to graduate. Sorry, to present at conference before they graduate. This is what we do. We also provide, uh, you know, funding for students. We provide more funding to our students go to for the conference travel than any other programs in my department. So the next thing, what make us special is we promise our alumni the lifelong support. So even after you graduate from this program, you can still reach out to me at any time, for advice, for career coaching. Um, a lot of our alumni, among the 157, I would say more than 90% of them are still in touch with me on a regular basis. I'm having meetings with alumni at least two or three each week. Don't be surprised because we have 157 alumni. And oftentimes they reach out to me, hey, Weijia, can we have a talk? Should I now ask for promotion? How I'm going to deal with my, kind of relation with my supervisor. We have different opinion about the project. Should I look for a job at this institution or that institution? This is now my kind of a weekly routine, having meeting with alumni, talking about their careers, their professional development, etc. So this is our promise, and of course, our alumni sometimes making joke, ask me, "Hey, Weijia, is your lifelong or our lifelong?" I said, "It's it's your lifelong. Regardless who will be the next director of this program, we promise." And we're going to deliver the lifelong support to our alumni. So our, catchphrase or slogan is once a G-Chair member, forever a G-Chair member. And we have alumni who are collaborating with each other till today, even 5 years after graduation. Whenever I go to a conference, I meet with alumni. They always ask me, "Do we have current students presenting at this conference? We're going to be there to support them." So this has been a very common here at this program. That's why we call it GG family. So once you join the program, you are a family member. And behind you, there are 150 people willing to support you at any time. So I'm going to skip this part. You can read those alumni testimonials, why they like GG program, why they like the family-like learning community on our website. So I'm going to skip those part. Um, but all this is students' anonymous feedback about the program, about advising, about mentoring during the pandemic. And I don't know who wrote what, but I know this is written by any of them showing on the picture because this is the cohort that had all their courses online from 2020 to 2021 during the pandemic. The picture we took here together is our first in-person get-together in April 2021. Finally, we got to see each other like a real person. But that cohort bonded so well, they are still having like a reunion every year because they just learned how to support each other and it's become kind of part of their life. So let me just reiterate what makes us special and successful. One, we have a family-like learning community. Two, we really focus on career development. Three, we provide lifelong support to our alumni. So with that, I'm going to conclude my presentation and feel free to ask me any questions you would like to. And thank you again for your attention and your time.
Uh, Hi, Professor Lee.
Hi.
I'm Zhang Ke. I previously sent you an email.
Yes.
Um, I would like to ask about some questions about the language requirement.
Mhm.
Uh, I currently plan to first upload my IELTS score of 6.5 and then continue retaking the exam to achieve the required score in order to get an offer. And if I still haven't met the requirement by then, I will take the language test after the semester starts and attend the EFL course. So I would like to ask, after receiving an offer, will I still be able to update my language score later?
Probably not.
So
Yeah.
I
So we're going to make a decision once you submit your application, and then we're going to make a decision. Um, and then the graduate school will decide whether they will take in a new test score. But I thought,
okay. So
yeah.
I once I submit my language score, then uh if I receive the offer, then I was am I not allowed to update the language score? So
Yes, probably there's no way for you to submit a new test score. So my suggestion would be you probably don't need to take another test.
okay, I
Unless
get
you
it.
want to take another test, then submit your application. But I don't want you wait for submitting your application because you need to submit as early as possible. And then once you got your admission offer, you can start for the visa application. I don't want to delay with the visa application. That's the biggest concern.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, Professor Lee. So
Hi.
I have a couple questions. A lot of this was clear to me, but I currently work full time
Mhm.
on campus, and I'm wondering if you have any adult students who also are working full time who've been a part of the program.
Yes, I have quite a lot. Actually, in the past, I had one student who is older than me, and she's still working full time. Well, she will be working full. She will finish her duty this Friday, and she's considering either relocate to another state for early retirement, or maybe something else. Yes, we almost have a full-time, I should say, employee
Mm,
who are enrolling either as part-time or full-time graduate student almost every year,
okay.
all the way starting from 2016 to
So
this
you,
year.
so
Uh,
you, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say, so you did mention that you do have some summer co course offerings. Is that something to be like that's reliable, or depending on how many students would enroll in courses?
Very good question. Basically, we do this. First of all, as you know, it's very unpredictable, not because of students, but rather because I don't know which faculty member and which courses they would like to teach. This is something out of my control. But
Right.
my principle is, if you're a GG student, you're telling me you definitely want to graduate in the summer, then it is my duty and responsibility. I will find enough courses for you to graduate. So I promise that. But the caveat is then you should not be picky, okay? When I tell you this is a course you take, you just take it for the sake of getting enough credits to graduate. Um, so the kind of caveat, right? If you are more attached to the timeline, then don't select, whatever courses is available because that's out of my control. What I can tell you is we never had a situation that a student want to graduate in summer but couldn't find enough course, then had to delay the graduation. That never happened and will never happen.
Okay.
Mhm.
Great.
And also, you mentioned, the scenario, at least working full time while being a GG student. Like I said, we had the students like this every year. I
Okay.
can share with you their wisdom and experience. Namely, first of all, you need to be good with, multitask management, time management. You also need to have a really caring, understanding supervisor who can, guarantee the kind of flexibility, a reasonable flexibility is. The third thing is if you can make meaningful connections between what you are learning in the classroom, about higher education, student affairs, leadership, with what you do at your job,
Mhm.
then it's very easy to finish the program while being a full-time employee.
Yeah.
We
That's what
had
I'm
only
hoping.
one issue in the past. A student struggled that because he had a really mean supervisor
Mm.
and it caused a lot of trouble to him.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, that's only one case in the past 13, almost 14 years.
Fortunately, I have support, so that's good. And definitely a lot of relatable,
Mhm.
um, job experience, but it would be wonderful to have the academic background as well.
Yes, yes. And also, students who have job, I mean, full-time job on the campus, they tend to understand some higher ed issues in the class quicker than those who have less work experience.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, I don't want you to think about that some disadvantage you have to deal with. In many cases, it's your strength.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay. Um, yeah, we're running out of time. Sorry about that. So, like I said, if you have more questions, just feel free to send me emails. Within GG program, our rule is we reply each other's email within 24 hours, except the weekend. So this is both not just for student, but also for me between students and so on. So feel free to shoot me emails. Or if you prefer to have an individual Zoom meeting, just send me email, say, can we meet again via Zoom? Then we can chat.
Thank you
Okay.
so much, Professor Lee.
No problem. Yeah. And have a good evening or a good day. And